Hey, David T.S. Wood here, and welcome to my Extra Mile. I just want to do a shout out first to Carrie Griffin. She's our comment winner this week. She said, "Wow, how can these shows keep getting better and better?" She said, "Then maybe it's me and my desire to go my extra mile." She said, "Thank you so much for helping people grow professionally." So thank you, Carrie. Congratulations. And what a show we have this week. It's with the incredible man whose voice, he's turned his voice into a global entity. He can do so much in 3 minutes with his voice. Even if you're not a fight fan, the way he's lived his life is exemplary. This show is all about the power of integrity and becoming and doing your best so the money can follow. So enjoy the incredible Bruce Buffer. So I'm here with Bruce Buffer, and Bruce, integrity, transparency, authenticity. When I look at the brand of the UFC, I look at Dana White, I look at Joe Rogan, I look at yourself and the others, the fighters as well. Those words really resonate. They ooze out. But talk to me about the importance of that authenticity and transparency, that congruency. What comes up when I say those words to you?
You mean the words "it's time"?
No, the words congruency and transparency and integrity, and sort of what comes up for you when I say those words.
Yeah, pardon me, I missed that for a second. Listen, integrity is very important, right? I never lie, unless you're playing poker with me at the poker table. Then it's legal to lie, and I will lie and do everything I can to get your chips, okay? But in life, one of the worst things I would ever want to go through life doing is trying to remember lies that I've told. Right? It's a waste of energy. It's negative energy. It's toxic. The best thing to do is to always be honest, always be truthful, or just don't say anything. Right? So integrity is key. When I'm in business, as well as a relationship, if I'm lied to, I'm done. I'm out. I don't care if we're making money together. You lie to me, what's going to be next? You're going to lie worse. What's next? You're going to steal from me, right? We don't want to go there. So no, I'll cut it. Integrity is very important for a couple of reasons. A, you have to be happy within yourself as a human being in order to project that kind of happiness and success level to the people around you. It's almost like it is like the saying, like you need to love yourself before you can love others. That involves integrity to yourself. So if you believe in yourself, you project that kind of positivity, you project that kind of integrity, and then it falls into a 3-foot theory I have that when I work with people, spend time with people, the fact that the people around me are as prosperous, healthy, and happy as possible means it'll all come back to me, and I will absorb and receive the same for myself. So it's a very unselfish attitude. And I think integrity and the transparency of people looking at you and realizing the person you are, not that you're an open book, but at least they can see quality. And when you see quality in people, especially if they're a leader type, then people will follow you, right? And if you're running a business, you need people to respect you and people to follow you. If you're a sales manager in a business, or if you're just a salesman representing your business, you need to have integrity and that transparency for people to believe in you and to close your sales and to make your work, right?
That's awesome. When you look at the brand of the UFC and you see how close it was to really disappearing and the uphill sort of journey, and you're such an integral part of that brand, but you kind of could see that coming. You wanted that. Your vision was to be, and I think you represent the brand in such a unique way, like Joe. Talk to me about, the role that integrity's played in making this one of the largest franchises in the world. How important has it been for, like, when Dana speaks, that he just speaks from a place that's all about truth versus about money, right? How does that work for you when you're around guys like that?
Well, when it comes to money, I'm very money motivated, and I'll always be the first one at the bank to cash the paycheck, on a Monday morning. But I'm not all about the money, right? I know the money's going to come, like the 3-foot theory I said before. So I look at doing the best job I can, being the best I can be, and the money will follow. With Dana, Dana will always tell it like it is, much to some people's chagrin, much to many's happiness. But that's the maverick businessman that he is. And back when he took over the show with the brand with the Fertitta brothers back in '99, I had dinner with them back then for the first time while, you know, the Fertittas were free flowing the Opus One wine, one of my favorite wines. And we're all talking, and I'm realizing the passion they have for what they're about to do. And it was then that I realized that where we were about to go basically extinct, right? Now we have a chance with this great group behind us to become more successful and reach the level of being the greatest fighting sport in the world and brand that I knew when I started in 1996 it was going to be. But when we started, we were the fastest growing pay-per-view on TV to where suddenly we were about ready to go under. And then the Fertittas took us over and went 44 million in the hole, rolled $10 million on the Ultimate Fighter TV show, which culminated in that main event between Stephen Bonner and Forrest Griffin at the end of the Tough Season 1, which projected us to 12.5 million viewers or more on Spike. We in turn made Spike. Spike in turn made us uphill from there. You know, the timing of situations, it rides very strong because you need timing and everything. But with the integrity, the passion, and the push that they gave it, mixed with the timing that came in, mixed with that beautiful main event fight and Tough One, it was kismet, you know? And kismet in business and life does not come around all the time. That was our moment. We grabbed it. It's time. Let's do this.
Wow. And that was one of the greatest fights I thought I ever saw, that Forrest Griffin fight.
I lost myself in the ring. I said, what you just witnessed, because I heard Joe say it. I thought, well, I'll say it. You know, I felt that way. I said, you've witnessed like the greatest fight or whatever. I caught a lot of crap for that because I'm the announcer. I was out of my wheelhouse. But at the same time, I might have caught a little crap, but they were actually very excited that I said it because I was like a kid in a candy store. I couldn't control myself.
Well, I think that's something that comes across. I mean, I think about you when TJ Dillashaw's in the ring and you two are facing off and, you know, you guys, you know, you're introducing him and he's right in your face and in your grill. What's it like? Just give us a little sort of feeling when you're sitting ringside and you're about to walk on. I know you don't rehearse, but you've built this craft, these 3 or 4 minutes, you've built it over years and of that 1% increase, that 1% improvement. You're always improving. You're always getting better. Yeah. Talk to me about what it feels like as you leave that chair and you're about to walk in, especially at some of the big fights. I'm sure they're all the same, but what's it feel like for you? What's going through your mind, your heart, your body?
Well, thank you again for the kind words. It's the same, but it's always different at the same time because I'm basically a fan first and an announcer second. So I've watched a great fight. I go in to announce the next fight, or I'm announcing the winner of the fight that I, you know, just announced the opening of. It's hard to explain. I don't know if you can really grasp it or anybody could grasp the feeling that goes through me where all eyes are on me at that key point. 20,000 plus, 50,000 in the arena, millions watching on TV. And all I can tell you is I'm having a blast. I mean, I'm doing what I love. And I'm in there giving and enhancing this moment to take these fighters and fans to a higher level, which takes every bit of lung power and passion I can put into it because I don't stand still. I'm just not sitting there working on my voice. I know what it's like to bang. I know what it's like to stand across from somebody who wants to take my head off in a fight. I understand the fighter mentality. So I want to give them everything to make that moment for them the way I know it would be for me. I want to announce them the way I would want to be announced if I'm about to put my blood, sweat, and tears on the line.
All right.
And then when they try to fist bump me or they fist bump me, which I never instigate, it's all them. That's a huge honor. Of course, now I'll elbow them. But, you know, I don't have time to run to the bathroom to wash my hands after every fist bump during the show. But the fact they let me in their space and allow me to enter their space, you know, when we get close and we're doing like TJ and I do, or Dan Hardy and Michael Chiesa and so many others I can mention, these are like really cool moments, you know? And it's like a great moment for me. This is like, wow, this is making this even more fun. Like I said, I'm not about the paycheck. I'm about the experience, but I'll cash that paycheck.
Yeah. Obviously, you know, again, the last 2 questions for you. I know that you love Rudyard Kipling, and it's not to reason why it's but to do or die. I know that's something that, you know, means a lot to you. Describe what that means to you. Oh, now we didn't do this in advance, did we? Nope. I didn't know, right?
I carry this in my wallet, the poem "If" by Rudyard Kipling. My dad used to read this to me over dinner, along with a lot of Rudyard Kipling, and this had a big influence. The poem "If." I think everybody out there who's a teenager, young man, whatever, 20s, get the poem "If" and read it, and just listen to those words. You know.
Isn't that funny that you have it there? And we didn't talk before about what our conversation. Nope. Last thing I want to ask you is, you know, in dealing with you and Kristen, I didn't realize that she was your partner until just a few minutes ago, to be honest. I thought she was your assistant. But what oozed out of the interactions I've had with you is kindness. And for me, it's one of the greatest things on the planet. I always say kindness is such a powerful force. And I'm always talking about people's superpowers. But the way Kristen dealt with me, and I know that you must get inundated, was so elegant and so beautiful. And I was just blown away by that. But then I realized that your partners, and even given your time today and the way that you give back to the fans through, you do these announcements for birthdays, for bar mitzvahs, for weddings. And I know that you could charge an absolute fortune.
Yeah.
But there's a part of you, and even the way you dealt with me, there's a part of you that does it because you feel like you want to give back. Can we just talk about kindness and how the role that plays in the life that you share with your partner, Kristen?
Sure. Kristen and I have been together working side by side for 22 years now. And actually, Kristen's my ex-girlfriend from 25 years ago. And we stayed best friends. We're brother and sister now. She's an incredible asset to my company. She started as my assistant and she's grown into my partner. And I owe my whole business life to her. She's my right arm. So she's an incredible partner. And one of the things that we do, and the reason we enjoy doing those recordings, I'm even godfather to her children.
That's awesome.
She married an amazing man, and I helped raise her two boys, who are 12 and 15. And that's a great experience for me because I've never been married. I've almost been divorced twice, but never married. So here I've had this experience, and I can still go off and do the life that I lead. But at the same time, we do these recordings for weddings, for birthdays. Now we put them out for graduations because kids are not having graduations. We're doing virtual graduations now, Father's Day, Mother's Day, birth of babies, and of course, all the business requests that come in. And they all come in, if I can plug it, at brucebuffer.com, if you can check it out. But she takes a real, as I do too, we try to treat everybody special. Sure, we charge much less than we can get, and we give a partial proceeds to COVID-19 children, military and animal charities to give back. I believe in paying it forward. She believes in paying it forward, doing good for people. We get back to my 3-foot theory. Doing good for people will come back to us, right? The thank you notes we get from people whose wedding we've done, or the birth of their baby, or maybe they just got over COVID-19 and they need a positive burst, right? Whether they ordered it through cameo.com where I do them, or through the brucebuffer.com site, it doesn't matter. The thank you notes we get, she'll call me up and have tears in her eyes, right? This is beautiful, right? Like we just did a video for a man's wife who's suffering from cancer, okay? And he writes us back telling us about how it was the first time in like months that he's seen his wife light up, right? And the words that she said, which I can go to the email and read it, but I won't take that long time. That is worth every effort we give, right there. That's it. That to me is what life's all about.
Yeah. And I encourage you, everyone, to go to brucebuffer.com and interact with this. It's awesome. Last words, you talk about, the graduation, a lot of non-graduations happening right now. What's your last message, young people, young men, young women, just about to start on this journey? What would you like them to be thinking as they take that first step into their careers, into their life, into their destinies, into their families?
Well, in this day and age, what we're in right now with the COVID-19 and the way the world is shaping up for the future, there are changes that are happening and there's adaptations we all have to make. So be ready to adapt. At the same time, this is your chance to mark yourself as one of the greatest generations ever. Just like the World War II generation is considered the greatest generation ever, going through the Depression and World War II and everything everybody had to deal with. Here, with what we're going through now, the way you handle yourself, I've been spending this time getting in the best physical and mental shape I can. I'm in the best shape I've been in years. I can't begin to tell you. I'm at a weight that I haven't been at in 20 years because I'm eating right. I'm doing everything right. I want to be as strong and right mentally and physically. So when the world does open up more, then you can perform better than you've ever performed before. So take this as an opportunity to be the best you can be. Do your research, set your goals. Like I say on my podcast, set your goals, write them down. What are you passionate about? And start pursuing those passions to fulfill your life, and realize that the world is your oyster. No matter how many success stories and failure stories you read about and see, the future is golden if you look at it as such. And consider yourself a winner, because if you step out on that path and you just do the best job you can, then you're winning. Now, if you become the best or whatever and you win awards and make millions of dollars, well, then you're really winning, okay? But just be the best person with the best level of integrity. And again, concentrate on being the best you can be for yourself. Then you can go out and be the best you can be for everybody else and reach that level of success that hopefully you want to reach.
Thank you, Bruce. I remember, everyone, the show's simply about that extra step, that extra mile, that 1% improvement every single day. Those small, tiny things that we can add to our life that can take us on the greatest journey. So thank you, Bruce, and we'll see you all on the other side.
Thank you. Cheers. Big cheers.